Once upon a time in the bustling city of Elysium, there lived a wealthy man named Alexander Cartwright. He was a man of immense wealth, the owner of several thriving businesses, and his mansion was the talk of the town. However, despite his opulent lifestyle, Alexander's heart ached with loneliness, for he had no family to share his success with. Alexander's greatest desire was to see his only daughter, Isabella, happily married. Isabella was a beautiful and intelligent young woman who had captured the hearts of many young men in Elysium. But she was a woman of substance who believed in true love rather than wealth. One fine day, Alexander sat in his luxurious study, contemplating how to find the perfect suitor for his beloved daughter. His deep pockets had provided him with an idea, and he decided to throw the grandest matchmaking event the city had ever seen. He spared no expense in organizing this extravagant gala. Invitations were sent to the most eligible bachelors from across the nation, and the event was held in the sprawling gardens of the Cartwright mansion. The garden was transformed into a fairy tale setting, with colorful flowers, sparkling chandeliers, and musicians playing soothing melodies. There was a towering cake that rivaled the height of the mansion itself, and the banquet tables groaned under the weight of exquisite dishes from around the world. As the event commenced, Alexander watched as Isabella, dressed in the most elegant gown, greeted each guest with a warm smile. She was overwhelmed by the attention and flattery, but remained steadfast in her search for true love. Among the guests was a young man named William, a humble artist with a heart as pure as the driven snow. He had heard about the grand event and was drawn by the prospect of meeting Isabella, not for her wealth but for her beauty and kind heart. As the evening went on, Isabella and William found themselves in a quiet corner of the garden, far away from the prying eyes of the other guests. They talked, laughed, and shared their dreams and aspirations. In each other, they found a connection that transcended the glitz and glamour of the event. Alexander watched from a distance, realizing that his daughter had found true love, not through extravagant displays of wealth but through the simplicity of a genuine connection. He felt a sense of joy and fulfillment that he had never experienced before. In the end, Isabella and William fell deeply in love, and their love story became the stuff of legends in Elysium. They chose to lead a simple life, free from the trappings of excess wealth. Alexander, once a man defined by his riches, found true happiness in the love of his daughter and her humble suitor. The extravagant event that was meant to display his wealth ultimately brought Alexander something more precious than gold: a loving family, and the knowledge that true love could not be bought with money, but only found in the hearts of those who sought it sincerely. As time passed, it became clear to Alexander that his daughter's husband, William, was not the man he had hoped for. William had a dark secret, and he was not treating Isabella with the love and respect she deserved. The Cartwright family was deeply concerned, and Alexander's anger grew as he saw his daughter's happiness slowly erode. One day, in a fit of frustration, Alexander sought solace in the royal palace's courtyard, where the king kept his prized cow, Daisy. The cow, Daisy, was well known throughout the kingdom for her gentle nature and the finest milk she provided. As Alexander wandered near the cow, venting his anger and frustrations, the king himself happened to pass by. King Edward, a wise and just ruler, noticed Alexander's distress and approached him. Alexander, overcome by anger, briefly recounted his troubles with William and how he had come to realize that his daughter's happiness was at stake. The king listened carefully and then, in a surprising twist, asked Alexander to share his frustrations with Daisy, the cow. Alexander was bewildered but obliged, speaking to the cow as though she could understand him. He poured out his anger, disappointment, and sadness, as if Daisy was a trusted friend. The king observed this unusual exchange with interest. When Alexander had finished venting, King Edwin stepped forward and addressed the cow. Daisy, I believe you've heard the grievances of a loving father. What do you think of this matter? He then turned to Alexander and said, It is said that animals have a remarkable intuition for human emotions, and perhaps they can reveal the truth in their own way. To everyone's astonishment, Daisy responded in her own unique manner, letting out a deep and mournful moo. The king interpreted this as a sign that something was amiss. Alexander took this as a message from the cow and decided to confront William about his behavior. Confronted with the truth, William admitted to his wrongdoing and asked for forgiveness. Isabella, seeing her husband's remorse, chose to forgive him, believing that he could change for the better. The king, witnessing this resolution and the power of honesty and forgiveness, declared that Alexander's act of seeking the truth, even through an unusual conversation with a cow, had brought about a lesson in humility and forgiveness that could benefit the entire kingdom. In the end, Alexander's family, including his daughter and her husband, found a way to heal and rebuild their relationship. The king's wisdom, combined with the unexpected intervention of Daisy the cow, had shown that even the most peculiar of circumstances could lead to redemption and forgiveness, reminding all that it was better to seek the path of understanding and reconciliation rather than let anger and resentment fester. For more many videos, like, share, comment, and subscribe.